Stocking our prepper pantry for hard times ahead. Come along and see what we got. Hey guys, it's Jara with Wicked Prepared. What's up guys? Welcome everyone and thank you for stopping by the channel today. If it's your first time here, don't forget to go ahead and hit all the little buttons down there, thumbs up, subscribe, and the little bell for notifications. All of that really helps us out and it helps us to spread our message because we really want to make the world a better prepared place, to help everyone get wicked prepared because we really truly believe we will all be better off that way. Today I'm sharing another prepper pantry haul and what preps we're adding to our pantry this week. Folks, we are no longer preparing for hard times ahead. We are now living through some pretty hard times. And at the same time, we're challenged with continuing to prepare for the future because the future is looking scarier than ever. If you haven't noticed the shortages, because we do still have some folks say that they don't, and the shortages have been and continue to be sporadic and cyclical. But even if you haven't seen the shortages, you can't have walked outside your house without noticing the way that prices are rising at an alarming rate. Food, fuel, housing, it's all going up. About 3 months ago, I bought a case of Great Value canned chicken for $19.94. I just noticed the other day that same case of chicken is now up to $35.30. I was shocked at that. I mean, that's coming close to a 100% price increase. If you could all check in below in the comment section and let me know whereabouts you're located and let us know what the prices are like in your area. How much is a gallon of gas? How much is a gallon of milk now? And what are some of the biggest increases that you've seen in terms of prices at the grocery store? Because I know that things can vary a lot by area, and it's just interesting to compare what folks are seeing. Shortages of concern. Chicken and all things chicken. That kind of explains the giant price increase. It's all supply and demand, folks. Basic economics. Corn shortages. Corn is a very fertilizer-heavy crop. Fertilizer is in short supply and expensive. So farmers are planting less corn in favor of other crops. And this isn't just corn on the cob and canned corn. Corn is in so many things that we buy in one form or another. Wheat is another big one. Some of the largest wheat producing countries, Russia, Ukraine, India, who recently banned wheat exports, they're like the second largest wheat producing country. Producing, next, not exporting. But they are now exporting none. We're being told there's a 10-week supply of wheat in the world at the moment, and this is another one being affected by drought, heat, and fertilizer shortages. I've added a few more bags of flour to my next grocery order, and I'll be placing an order for wheat berries from Azure Standard soon. I'll have a link for them down in the video description if you want to check them out. They have some of the best prices that I've found for hard wheat. But let me know down below where you've found the best prices for this as well. And finally, for shortages, and this is a big one, diesel fuel. High prices, short supply, there's talk of rationing coming. Diesel is the heart of your supply chain, folks. Without that, nothing is moving. Nothing is going anywhere. So that's a big concern. So those of you who have been prepping for a while are definitely thanking yourselves now. And if you haven't, it's more difficult now, but it's not too late to start. It's never too late to start. So come along and let's see what we added to our prepper pantry this week. So just a really quick glance at what I've got my haul from the warehouse club over here. And then this is all the rest of my haul. It's got Amazon, Thrive, Walmart. I think that's it. So I'm going to start with what I picked up at BJ's. Now BJ's is our warehouse club. It's the closest one to us. It's about a half an hour away. I haven't done a good walk through BJ's in quite a while. I've done some quick pickup orders where I just ordered what I needed online. I've run in the store for a thing or two, but I hadn't done a good walk through the store in a while. So this time I had a little bit of time on my hands, so I did a good walk through the store, comparing prices, seeing what they had to offer, what they had for coupons. So I ended up getting a case of these Cottonelle flushable wipes. Now I usually get the Walmart kind, you've seen that, but there was a coupon for these, and so I did the price comparison, and this was actually the best deal. In fact, they had a BJ's brand, they had a store brand, but this was actually a better deal because there were 12 packs in this and there was 10 packs in the BJ's brand. And so with the coupon, this was a great deal. Now we have quite a few wipes like this, but I feel like you can never have enough of these. And so we're just going to add these to the back of the stock. And then behind that, I got this 6-pack of the Clorox toilet bowl cleaner. This is the best toilet bowl cleaner ever. I definitely pay extra to get this brand, but this was an amazing deal. This is a 6-pack. There was an in-store markdown and a coupon. So altogether, I paid $5.48 for this pack of 6 of these, which is a really, really good deal. So I was really excited about that. And then I grabbed Minute Rice. I got 4 of these big boxes. So this is 72 ounces per box, which means this says 4.5 pounds. So 4 of those is what, like 16, 17, like 18 pounds of Minute Rice. So Actually, this was the perfect timing. It was like Providence to find these because I was just running low on minute rice and realizing that I needed to boost up my supply of minute rice. Now I like having minute rice on hand for things like my meals in a jar that are really quick, and things like homemade backpacking meals and things like that, because you can really cook the minute rice just with hot water. It really is very easy to cook. It cooks up very quickly. So in an emergency when fuel might be at a premium and you might not want to use a lot of fuel cooking a pot of regular rice, this can be really great to have. So I'm going to put this up in Mylar because I know that if you get the minute rice, the instant rice sealed in the number 10 cans, it's got a shelf life of 25 years. So I do believe that if I seal this up in Mylar with oxygen absorbers, it'll last probably about the same amount of time. And then I did get a couple of these containers of yellow rice. I like to get these because this is the cheapest way that I've found to buy the yellow rice. You just measure out what you need instead of using the little packets. And these are about $5. And they have 34 servings in each container. So that's quite a lot. Like, a container lasts us quite a while. We have quite a few of these containers in the back room. I do notice that the other brand, the same size, has gone up in price considerably. This brand still hasn't gone up at BJ's. So I'm going to keep buying as many as I can until the price goes up. We use this sometimes as a side dish, and whenever we make our cream cheese chicken chili, I like to serve it over this a lot of the time. I use this sometimes in meals in a jar, so there's a lot of uses for this yellow rice. And then I did grab 2 more jars of the marinated artichoke hearts. I love these, and I think my biggest fear is just not being able to get them anymore because there wasn't a coupon, so I only got 2, but I'm trying to pick up at least 1 or 2 every time I'm in there. Then behind that, I got another big canister of Parmesan cheese. We go through quite a bit of this, and this lasts quite a while. Looks like the shelf life on that is at least 6 months, and I know it'll last a lot longer than that, but we'll probably go through it before that. And then I got some lemons. Now you're probably saying, hey, lemons are not preps because they're not shelf stable. They're not going to last longer than a week or so. But what I'm doing with these lemons is I am making some lemonade concentrates that I'm canning, so it is shelf stable. I made up a bunch last weekend, and I'm going to be making up some more. I made up a strawberry and a raspberry lemonade. These are so good. And then I'm going to be doing a rhubarb lemonade. I'll probably do some more of the raspberry because that's like our favorite. And then also lemon goes sometimes in jams and things like that. So I am using this for a prepping purpose. And then these next couple of items are snack items. These are pistachios, the already shelled kind, which makes them just a lot easier to eat. This was a coupon item. It was a good deal, and my daughter loves these. I like these. They're a good low-carb snack. And then the other thing was this coconut cashew crunch, and we've gotten this before, and it's kind of like a sweet, but it was also another coupon item. It's very good, and the shelf life on these both items is almost a year. This is, I think, March of 2023 next year, and this is April, so almost a year on these items. And I'm sure they'll last longer than that, especially if they're packaged properly. So we just like to have some snack items on hand. These would also be great for bug out bags if you're packing food to have in there. Just package these up because these are really calorically dense foods. They have a lot of calories for the weight that they take up. So they're great snacks to have on hand for things like that. And then I did grab another canister of coffee. Coffee is something that I don't ever want to run out of. God help me, I need to have my coffee. So this was on sale, or it had a coupon, and I compared the price to the Walmart brand, which is usually my benchmark for knowing if something's a good deal. And it was a better deal than the Walmart brand per ounce. And I do like Maxwell House. I mean, it's not fancy, but this is just, as long as it's got caffeine, I'll be happy. And then I did get a pack of the paper plates. These are the smallest paper plates, the 7-inch paper plates. These are like the perfect size to put like one sandwich on. So I like to have all the sizes. I have the big, the large, the medium, and the small paper plates because obviously the smaller it is, the cheaper it is per plate, and I don't want to waste a giant paper plate if I'm just serving a sandwich or a few chips to a kid or something. But so this was the one size of paper plates we hadn't bought recently, so we needed this pack, so I got these. And then this, we did get a few things that aren't really preps, and this is one of them. I mean, I do try to keep a lot of cereal on hand because my kids do love cereal and they could live on cereal, but the thing is, cereal does not have a very long shelf life. This expires in just a few months, and it'll last longer than that, but it's not going to last forever. And we have a ton of cereal, and the problem I found is that my kids used to go through cereal like crazy, and they used to not be picky about what type of cereal they ate. So I would buy any kind of cereal that I could get for $1 a box or less. If it was free, absolutely anything $1 a box or less. And then they kind of started getting pickier about cereal, and now they only want certain ones. This is one of the ones that they want. So I have got boxes upon boxes of cereal in my storage room, and I'm trying to work through it either by sort of encouraging them to eat it by putting it out when we have no other cereal, or making it into cereal treats with marshmallows and stuff like that. But this was, you know, this is the big warehouse club size, so it's like a double size box, and this was around just over $3. So I thought that was a good deal. And I know that this is my son's favorite, and I knew he would eat it, so I did grab it, but it's not going to last long enough to make it into the prepper pantry. So over here is all my other stuff. This is either Walmart or different online orders. So next up I have a bunch of sort of first aid and health related items. Now these are antibiotic ointment. They're just like Neosporin, but this is a store brand, or not even a store brand, a bargain brand from Walmart. Now I used to get this at Dollar Tree, but then I noticed that Walmart had it for 88 cents. It's not the same brand, but it's the same stuff. And now that Dollar Tree's price has gone up to $1.25, I'm definitely getting this at Walmart. Now what I really like about these is that they have this pointy tip. I make sure that I get the pointy tip because I can feel like I can just apply it either right to the bandage or right to the actual boo-boo. And it's just a lot easier than the wide tipped ones. So I love that these are small and they're easy to keep in any first aid kit. I mean, we have these in our mini first aid kits that everybody carries around. You can stash these anywhere, so these are great. And then I grabbed some different supplements. Now, this one here, this Ester C, is from my Amazon Subscribe and Save, so you've seen this before. This was recommended to us by someone because of its like extended release formula. So this is just a good immune support vitamin C. We keep plenty of vitamin C and other immune type of vitamins on hand. That's going to be especially important in an emergency or a disaster when nutrition might be lacking. And then these are some supplements that I am trying because we definitely stock a lot of multivitamins, but I'm really trying to work up a regimen of more individual vitamins for different certain things. I got the B complex, and then I also got a kids B complex. Most of my kids can take like a regular adult vitamin on most of them, but this B complex has really insane amounts of most of the B vitamins, if you can see that. And so I didn't want to risk overdosing, so I got a special kids B vitamin complex for my youngest anyways. And then this magnesium, I somehow got into the rabbit hole of magnesium and magnesium deficiencies, and there is a whole lot of things that magnesium can affect. And I read that up to 90% of people are actually deficient in magnesium and probably don't know it because it's very difficult to test for that. And so I decided this is great for so many things. Your heart health, your bones and your muscles, sleep, relaxation. It's good for a whole bunch of things. So I did some research and I got this type, which is, there's different types of magnesium, and some are better absorbed by your body and more appropriate for supplementation rather than maybe laxative effects and things like that. So I chose this magnesium and I just started taking this, and we're gonna see how that goes. Now this Diva Cup, I obviously found this on clearance at Walmart. Now this is kind of a personal subject, but it's something you definitely have to think about for preparedness if you have any females in your household at all. I've seen a lot of people talking about stocking reusable menstruation items. And so this Diva Cup, it's not something that I've ever been interested in using, but I'd heard of it, and I've heard of people using it and stocking it for preparedness purposes in case you run out of the disposable items that you stock. So I did see this in the clearance aisle, $31.43. That was still too high of a price for me, and I looked online and I could find some other brands, some off brands that were cheaper than that. So I bypassed it. A few weeks later I was in Walmart and it was still there, and it was marked down to $16. So I decided I would grab this just to have in our preparedness supplies. But reusable feminine supplies is something that you should be thinking about if you have females in your house at all. And then I did grab a couple more packs of Ruby. These are 4 packs. These are drink packets that have there's 4 different flavors or 4 different variations, and each packet has 4 servings of fruits and vegetables inside. So this is what I think of like my nutritional insurance. In those rough times that you might not be getting enough fruits and vegetables, this is actually real fruits and vegetables. They freeze dry them and then they powder them down, and they can become really small. This holds 4 servings, and there's different formulas. There's one for your heart health. This one is for like detox and cleanse. This is for immune support and skin. And this is the one that I really need. It's for your brain focus and concentration. But I've been stocking all of these because I feel like this would give a good a good variety, so you'd get sort of all of the different fruits and vegetables that you possibly could if you were in a situation where they were not easy to come by. So I do use these sometimes just in my everyday life when I feel like I'm not getting enough fruits and vegetables, but I really want to keep these stocked for emergency times, and I'm going to be putting these in everyone's bug out bags and all of that. And now here I have a few packs of, these are all jelly jars. These are all the half-pint jelly jars that I got. 2 of the Ball brand. One of them is the smooth. I really like these smooth jars because they don't have all the printing on them, and so if you use sticky labels, which I like to use sticky labels, they stick better. So I'm trying to pick up more of the smooth jars when I see them, but most of what I have are not smooth. This is all jelly jars. Now this is a good time to be picking up canning supplies because it's not really canning season yet, and so the stocks should be pretty good in the stores. They've been difficult to come by for a while, and my store has had quite a few lately, so I got jelly jars this time. You'll see me picking up a lot of different sizes of canning jars probably coming up. I didn't have a ton of jelly jars, and most of the ones that I do have were pirated from my mother from just keeping the jar when she gave us jelly, so I really should gift one of these packs to my mother. Now this is the Golden Harvest brand, which they have at Walmart sometimes, and these are a little bit cheaper than the Ball, and they really work pretty well. They work just as well. I think that Dollar General also carries this brand as well. And I did get 2 packs of the regular mouth lids. Now I should be getting a lot more lids than I am really, so I'm probably going to bump that up and grab a few more packs every time I go to the store. Now here is some stuff that I got from Amazon. Now this set right here, this is a set of measuring spoons, and see, it's got all sorts of different sizes. I actually already have a set of these that's just black, but the reason I got this set is because it came with this, and it really was a really good deal for the both of these. And this has 1 more spoon than what my other set has. This goes down to a 1/16 of a teaspoon. Now I wanted to get these because if you saw my latest meal in a jar, it was a lemon chicken pasta, and it was so delicious that I'm going to try making different variations on that, and I'm going to try making some single serving backpack meals along those lines in that variation. And I used the lemonade powder, and that's such a strong lemon flavor that I only used a 1/2 teaspoon in my whole jar meal that was probably like 4 servings. So for a single serving, I thought I'm going to need a really small measurement, and I didn't have a measurement that small. So not only does this come with a 1/16 teaspoon, which I didn't have, but it also comes with this little set. And I've actually been wanting one of these for a while, so I finally broke down and got one. This has, it's called a tad for a 1/4 teaspoon, a dash for an 1/8 of a teaspoon, a pinch for a 1/16 of a teaspoon. It has a smidgen for what is that? It has a smidgen for 1/32 of a teaspoon, and then 1/64 is a drop. And so I love this little set with all these little teeny measurements, and this all came together, and it was a really good price. And I really feel like you can never have too many measuring spoons, because I have quite a few, but I don't like to measure multiple ingredients with the same spoon because I don't want to transfer any of those flavors. I know that's kind of weird, but that's just how I am. So I did pick up this other set of measuring utensils. And then I got this heavy cream powder. I've been wanting to get some heavy cream powder for the pantry to use in certain things like my meals in a jar and my baking mixes that I make, and this could be used in your coffee. And so I chose this brand. This got good reviews. There was several different brands with the prices were all pretty similar, but I think this one ended up being probably the best price, and it was able to be added to my subscribe and save. So I got this to try, so I'll let you all know how I like this one. And then I did get another pack of these Bisquick complete cheese garlic biscuits. These are the little packets. They make 1 small batch of biscuits, and they're just add water. And I love having just add water items for my prepper pantry because you don't need anything additional. You don't need to have milk or anything like that. And these are really pretty handy. You can do a lot with these. I didn't want to open this box up, but I did because I figured I'd show you and then I could just close it back up. But you can do biscuits out of these. You can also do I've done dumplings out of them. You just add a little bit more water and they make really nice dumplings. If you get the plain ones, I've been getting the cheese garlic lately because they're cheaper through Amazon, but I need to get some more of the plain. The plain ones you could do like cobblers with, you could do shortcakes with, all sorts of different things. And then I got another pack of these Munch peanut bars. My daughter really likes these. They're a good, another high energy snack, very calorically dense. So these could be packed into bug out bags, things like that. Any snacks like that I do pack. I try to cycle out every 6 months to make sure that nothing goes bad just sitting in a bag, and we'll take it out and just eat them. But I'm going to be trying to put together some of my own little MRE packs and snack packs and stuff, and package things up with the Food Saver and stuff and make my own little packs. So I got another box of these bars. I did just get a box of these fairly recently, you might remember seeing. And then I got another case of, this is the Chicken a la King. This is a good thing to have, but this is going to be getting cut off of my subscribe and save right now, I think, because I just have quite a bit of this. I think I have more than enough for now, but I do like to have these already prepared meals. You know, you could even eat this without heating if you needed to. You could use a pack of that biscuit mix and serve this over the biscuits, and this would be a really good quick emergency meal. Now this box back here, this is something that I just kind of splurged on for myself. This is a pair of hiking boots that I thought was pretty cute, and I really believe that you should always keep a pair of good walking shoes in your vehicle, because you never know when you might be stranded and need to walk somewhere. And if you're anything like me, I'm either wearing flip-flops or I'm wearing, you know, pretty little boots in the winter that are more for looks than they are for walking. Not something you'd want to have to walk home in any kind of weather. So for years and years, I've been using an old beat up pair of Walmart brand sneakers that was, you know, probably $16 at the store maybe. And I finally decided I was going to splurge and get myself a real pair of hiking boots. But they won't just stay in my car and look pretty. I will use these for things like hiking and, you know, all of those things that we do on a daily basis. I'll just make sure that they go back in my car and they're stored in my car with some extra socks in case I ever need them in case of emergency. So next up was my Thrive Life order. This was my first order for this month. I've also placed a couple more orders, which will be here a little bit later, but I know I've told you that I sometimes place multiple orders because you can only use one coupon per order, and I have a bunch of 50% off coupons that I've been using. So the first item I got was sour cream powder. This was these are all sale items from the May sale flyer. I got a sour cream powder. I got diced beef, and I got asparagus. Now the asparagus was something, these two items I picked because they were the highest discount on the flyer. That's kind of my strategy now that I have a pretty good pantry built up of most of the items. I go for the biggest discounts, and I go for the most important items. Meats are one of the most important items to get and freeze dried. So these were both 25% off. We were super impressed with the asparagus. This was one item that we hadn't tried. We had bought some and we hadn't opened it and tried it. So we tried it this month because it was on sale and we wanted to know if we should buy more. And we were so impressed with this that I've actually ordered a whole nother case, which is 6 of these family cans. And these family cans, I don't know if you can tell the size of this, but this is about a gallon size can. So this is a good amount of asparagus. I ordered a case. I opened this up and we tried it dry. It has a really great, just fresh asparagus taste. And then I did use it in, I don't know if you saw my latest video, I made this lemon chicken pasta meal in a jar. Lemon chicken pasta with spring vegetables. So I put asparagus and mushrooms. It's got chicken. It's got butterfly pasta, and it's got the sauce mix, which did include some of the sour cream powder. And this was so delicious. So after I made this, I said, you know what, I'm going to order a case of the asparagus. So I did, and I'm sure you'll see that in a future haul because that hasn't come yet. There is a dent in this sour cream can. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do about that. They're very, very good about replacing cans that come dented. They've been working with their shipping company, and they've gotten a lot better so that most of the time your cans are going to come in good shape. But if there is a dent, they're really good at replacing it. I don't know if I'm going to be worried about this one because it's not too bad, and I do need some sour cream powder opened up pretty soon, so I can just move this to the front of my rotation and open this up first, because these sour cream powders have a 25-year shelf life, so it's okay if I let one of my other cans sit in storage a little bit longer. So next I got quite a few of these Loma Linda pouches. These are all the same flavor. These are all the Chipotle bowl. These are like a vegetarian meal in a pack. These are a complete meal ready to eat. You can microwave these, but you could eat this out of the packet cold if you needed to in an emergency. But my daughter likes to eat vegetarian most of the time, so I get these for her. If you can find these at the Dollar Tree, sometimes Dollar Tree has these, and it's still a really good deal at $1.25. But you can also find them at Amazon, and I imagine probably regular grocery stores have these. So I've picked up this flavor for her to try. And then I got a bunch more of the Great Value mac and cheese. This was something that I recently discovered. My son, who used to only eat Kraft, I read a really good review of the Great Value saying that this was like the best mac and cheese. The guy reviewed it, and it was only 34 cents a box. And so I bought some, and my son agreed that it's really good. I bought, I think, 24 boxes a while back, you might have seen, and then we've been going through macaroni and cheese like crazy, so I bought another 12 boxes, but I was so sad to see that the price has gone up to 43 cents on these, which is still a good deal compared to the Kraft, but that's a pretty hefty price increase right there. And then I did get 4 bottles of mustard. This was just the $1 bottle. They're pretty big bottles, 20 ounces, I think, but mustard is one of those things you probably don't use a ton of. We don't use a ton of it, but I realize we use a little bit more than I thought. We've gone through a couple bottles, you know, lately. So I grabbed 4 more big bottles. And then I got 10 of these. These are the Great Value version of Nutella. These are on a markdown right now for, I think, $2.24. And when I was at the BJ's at the Warehouse Club and they had the big giant bottle jars of Nutella, they had a coupon for that, I believe. So I was comparing the price, and this one was cheaper. It was a really good deal with that rollback. So I did add 10 to my cart, and I grabbed 10 of these. We do like this, especially my youngest daughter. She goes through this stuff pretty quickly. And these are pretty small jars, which is fine because, you know, there's more room in the cupboard for the small jar. We keep the rest put away and just take one out at a time. And then the next thing I got, these were actually from Dollar Tree, and these are a couple of coffee, like sugar-free coffee flavoring syrups. Now I have an ungodly amount of the hazelnut flavor. It was a different brand that they used to carry, and we loved it. We love it so much. We stocked up on a ton of it because they would go periods without having it. So I probably have 100 bottles maybe in my basement, but they changed the brand, and we've tried this new brand and we haven't really liked it much, but I grabbed one of these hazelnuts so we can try an equal comparison to the one that we really like and see how it is, to see if we're going to keep buying this brand, because that's a really good deal for $1 or $1.25 now. So I'll be really sad if we don't end up liking this. And then the final item that I got in this haul is 2 of these 25-pound bags of sugar. Now, when I was making my jars of lemonade concentrate the other day, I went through a lot of sugar. I made 10 pint jars, which would make about 5 gallons of lemonade once it's made up. And I finished up all the sugar that was in my sugar canister that I keep in my kitchen, and I went and grabbed a 10-pound bag out of storage, and I probably used about half of that bag. And it just really got me thinking about it and realizing how much sugar you can go through if you're doing something like that. So I thought I would add another big chunk to our storage. So I will be putting these up. Sugar should be stored airtight, but you do not want to use an oxygen absorber with sugar, because if you do, it'll turn rock hard. So you can put this in Mylar or any other airtight container. You just don't want to use the oxygen absorber. And if the sugar does get hard, which it can over time, you can break it up, or I did read that you can put it in a very low oven. I'll have to look up the temperature. It's in the around 200, maybe 225 to soften it up, but I've never actually tried that. If I've had sugar that got chunky, I really just usually take my metal meat pounder, make sure it's clean obviously, and I'll just pound the chunks of sugar and it breaks right up, and I haven't never had an issue. Now we do have other forms of sugar. Obviously we did plant some sugar beets this year because we're just trying an experiment to see if we can make sugar out of sugar beets. We also made about almost 6 gallons of maple syrup that we made this year off the trees on our property. So we have other sources of sugar that are a little more sustainable. We wanted to add bees this year and we just weren't able to do that. It came down to a budget thing and a time thing, but hopefully next year on the bees. But for now, like, I do want to keep plenty of sugar stored, but we do have other sources of sweetening. All right, guys, so that's what we added to our prepper pantry this week. Now for the hard part, putting it all away. I'm going to be putting a few things up in Mylar, the minute rice and the sugar. So hopefully I'll get a few videos out for you guys on that. I know that we've got a lot of questions about putting things up in Mylar and using oxygen absorbers. And we're also working on organizing and reorganizing our prepper pantry, or our surplus room is what we refer to it as usually. It's actually more of a couple different areas, but hopefully we'll be able to get some videos out to you guys on that so you guys can get a peek at that. So make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss any of the things that we have coming up. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, leave me a boot emoji down in the comments. I'm Jara with Wicked Prepared. Survive today, thrive tomorrow. We'll see you next time.